Sunday, 19th, 2016, this March, already advanced around to the autumn's coming. Here in Buenos Aires at least, and the whole of the south region for the, what it is, hemisphere. Now, reality, and I wonder, do you consider Eliyah, Edchad, Da'atsesh Elika Achad Ba'atseah, Da'imma Iminim, Chachai, Menorah should ever quit to be myself, for Sodom and Gomorrah take place? If any chance that happened against the will of Bahai, about the commandment, because of it were the term, commandment of Evangeltrucha, Argentina, brains, carnivals, cabreras, anacondas, crudos, that I should quit for later be. Wouldn't that in faith the reality of authority, which I am? Then Evangeltruchas, Diablo de Guarda, pretends to be authority about me, saying that they will take everything off, but I should quit. With Sodom and Gomorrah, destroying our lives. And Adonai will punish me that way. Because of Saul will ever be rejected and dumped, and that will be me. So any argument of invention of Lucifer, they are willing for, and in the name of Babel, because of the name is Yeshua, which started saying that we're named for demons, that will be named with the name of, in Hebrew, that will be about demons. So the holy Kadosh, 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 Kadosh name of Yeshua Hasaret, Elah Chachai, Mashiachcha, Eladon, because of naming him, and he'll make I am of the house and for the house and above, reigning, will be a demon, while is El Chai, Elah, God Son, glorious, almighty, supreme, excels, precious God Almighty, Son, Yeshua, the Messiah. And I will be the demon, and the whole of the Jewish will be of demons. Because of Gestalt, pseudo-Christians will demand the power and the name to the exalted and superior spirit, race. Because of they handles power, profound. And now the reality of Ruach Elohim, they says they takes away from me, but I should quit to be who I am, for the Ruach Elohim not to be. So they will win to God and to me because of Harahaban, to the beast that pretends to be God, pretending putting to El Chai, the real God himself, like a demon. With extortions, with destructions, with murders, with hosting, with all genocide, all abomination, tortures, and whatever the name of whatever the recurrent normal human existence for, even nourished and normal physiological realities, even bathroom for, to the element for rape, destroying, murder, pouring acids, pouring whatever the elements have on people for, been done, or I will destroy them. And also pregnant kids, and for the same, they will show that they will be right in the Evangel area. Brain, crudo, carnival, cabrera, anaconda, Sodoma and Gomorrah, will that limitating the reality of because of rise against the authority, and now the Lord is going to kill him like Talmud says. He is a rebel, and a rebel like happened to Absalom. and pretending to say that they will give the spirit of Melech David and mine, Aliyah, and also of Atseachatzichachai Sha'emav at She'ovam Chaimit Sapav de Atzichai Anut Chachai Elishia. And Melech is Bernrih Bisvasechachai Tasmatzah, which will be profaning what Adonai never gave. The reality of the anointment is exactly what he provides about his own, and doesn't say names of no one already given, which preserves. This cast of profanation, paganism, and abomination and corruption and destruction and genocides are the liveliest sins ever been fundated, which is not Sha'alu and Seth Tarsi. So Saulo de Tarsa, or Tarsia, Paul, said to them, to not there, sorry, not the word, but in the, put your trousers Sodoma away. And started since then with the remaining that estrate of Vasi strategically with Rome, like it came since and before Yeshua Elah, Chachai, El Chai Elah, Eladon, Melech HaMalachim, which is king over and about the whole of God's armies, Malachim, armies, not legions, angels, sent by royal command, Malachim. Melech ha'atzecha'anim, chachai, atzishev etziv, melechim, king above the whole of the crowned kings. Yeshua Hasaret Mashiach, royal Messiah, delivered from Avinu, El Chai, Father, King of glory, Yahweh, Shaddai, Kadosh. Galbihram afochalachim atzim, Jehovah, Nabucodonosor mansavu, Tzipa arushta, to trample and denigrate and pretending putting Lucifer like that, like this all. The name is Yahweh, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. And not for no Baal, no Moloch, no Be'i, no Beluk, no Belshu, no Belsheba, no Plekorak, no Rofot, no Chenu, no Ammonu, no Misotah, no Ammolkot, and neither Lucifer. Because of they weren't and won't be no high. And Yahweh is ever after Shelah. El Adon Kadosh, Melech, God Almighty. So, at the reality of the denigration of my person and at the reality of the destruction daily, since my 5, evidently the symptoms, while and through, the picture is understood. I am Aliyah. And I am Aliyah, which the denial and the coverage about to putting whatever the elemental bullying thing, sorry. Troglodita parra, sorry. Violent enough is worse. Forgive me, please. Perdonadme. Hleroką'msh So suddenly the reality is, all through this, at the name of Ma'ak Da'om, pretending the best like Jewish, were all around making strategies saying, came already, and Rome, El Kaiser, and Egypt doesn't want this to come and to do nothing because of knows that are going to destroy the whole we plan. And through that were taking its need and with the same character and condition, like piasso, which never were no two, but these were just deflected and made intelligence, which is not for two, and two are not for demons. And the reality is exactly court for Lucifer, and for this cast, degeneradasa legión Sodoma y Gomorra, permanently the history in war that we suffer. So the reality were the plerichmat and Erodia were willing for the making some elemental to keep on the benefit of being called king. So suddenly were the destruction to try to power intelligence and social intelligence, making para off of acknowledged and normal ruling, hiding secret societies, and making the world to Elah and to the whole he were making and trying to killing everybody, destroying whatever miracle Jedi, and confusing the people and confusing the institutions and the real Jew, manipulating like this permanently, and used to profaning the ones that studying how to get and being part, pretending to acceptably pass as if will be population. You got them all. So since then, were the plaguing of Rabefecheli, the Soshmati, Rabacharati, Sepoat, the Gemarabatishmat, Baser, Blefachma, the Shwasechama plaguing of Rabesasim, making a tango with the hell in person. How to deal? MISPROPER Since then. So suddenly the reality is in plaguing of Rabefechel they can send in a sense hurts. And made into the prophet of the love. Oh my God, the love for the souls, the salvation He shown to us. We are disciples of Lucifer, except for the victims. And Paul, which were not exactly the name, but okay, told them, and is writing word like a very historical monument where Rome. Understand, Rome. Which possibly will be changed because of they needs to take it home. Come and catch it! We said first! At the clear fact of Rebechlach telling, here lays the reality of the first ever commandment of that came from Abisishesi Judaya, Faplesni, Achavisisem, Messiah Fa and Sachali Yeshua. Ba'enravisa Ule Kishmati Gombarei. Where the commandment were, you shall not profane what were not given to you, for you went to bleiberisbireshofasmi and trying to found in likh'em batste iserim, nearing Arbaam batlesinim Yerushalayim. How will be the verobishmasim for the power supreme on the anointment on oil? For the plague of Rebes Bachal Chinikim or Sechalikish. You shall not make the plague with the illusion to making salvation all over the world and saying that you will become a strong people. Forging the plague and telling what I never said and pretending to sublimatedly coming against my people and saying that you will be put upon God for. So this is the precedent in that I tell you. No antavim, no ari, arat, ambatlesim, no aria, anul, ma'emvar, no argentum, bantu, amuv, no pemvohamativesim, no chamampav, ramatu, ramses, man, afanam, will be found around each name, and neither nothing to be shadamu grammabat, sadamegamag, for the reason of you are the cradle and you shall die like. The war shall come against you, and you shall be crushed against your abominations that you will greedily raise. For ages and for ages, Adonai shall send you to be dead. And you shall mask and you will associate the whole of the and powers of hell shall devour your flesh, and your flesh shall become my enemy. And so El-Chai will put you in condemnation, ripping you out, but dragged by you, and victims and innocents, and you shall know I am real. And my commandment shall not be laughed at. And is written in Aramat Mandov, where Rome, with the protocols and with the documental about. So, Klekim Borrede Fachman Seir, Refor, Halevish Matzevan Blakim Aram, and Bladis Borreitach Habablachi, Sochilish Osmati. Sleki Borrede Fecholach Matlachimasim, the Roman Church, Sasun Church, Evangelicals. And what it is, Catholic, were exactly Ma'ator Ka'adoban, because of El Kaiser, needed with Pilato, making a very cult of the poor woman in suffering because of the people were suffering for her because of have lost its son. And the way she did and the pain that she suffered were icon for Matis, Man Evo, Matmi, and Saban. So the whole of the mothers and women, the segment for the delivery into power, preceded and taking were exactly Catholic, which still does. Nothing of God and all abomination to breeding, the whole of the associatively held secret societies and powers, supposedly with the control and peace or peacemakers delivered from religion, were exactly the imperium for the Blererisimen, sorry this term, Einpad and Sur, which were translated that way. It's the empire for the Avanor Atis, Babel Kripasi Amad Ramses Toam. And it's exactly what Vatican is. Now, why would I just come to be? A force of degeneraciones, abominaciones, brujerías, altares, profanación, destrucción con violadores, asesinos, degenerados, brujería, sodomita y gomorraca, Argentina, with a stamp of prevent again degenerate evangelicals to be góndola de diablos y gárgolas K, y forenses, y creídos de jueces, y creídos de salud mental, y comunidad del derecho de la patria heroica argentina, gloria de diablos con el perdón de víctimas. For I do not be who I am, while El Chai is El Chai. Notice Captain Sikhem, and them proud, sick flesh of Diablo de Cuarta, with the pardon of victims, and the reality of I to be who I am, to be called the son of a big word with whatever complementary element for coverage that I wouldn't be me but them, making the study like Gestalt and like have done Ramses and the whole perro de mierda, all through history, for they become, if they would, in the hocus pocus and how to prevent the annoyance of the biggest and beautiest that they will contemplate in how to get to the kingdom of heaven, by profaning and making the word. And one will delight, or what do you cover with the whole that you say, venturably I will be. Tierra de mierda, con el perdón de víctimas. What do you cover? ¿Y qué es ofensa? Y mientras estamos en el gobierno van a tener que respetar y vamos a hacer el tiempo en toda la mierda que erectás acerca de mi persona. perrada, sucia, peronista, kirchnerista, boldista, menemista y toda lacra de mierda. Tierra de delirios y de degeneración, mas no yo, vos, perras enfermas con perdón de víctimas. Argentina. Now, bỗnrországfehamahalbisfiremitan, delirio de grandeza, sos una mierda por todos los siglos. Bentlikama relefejol bledismasachli masevan. Bõnrəhbtmitzala burripipitsiki shelakim remasimir. Vos, Argentina, reventaduna, parasuna, pulatuna, parásitos del maldito recto de Lucifer, con el perdón de víctimas, te ofende y necesitas matar porque te digo esto. ¿Quién me dirá? ¿Quién es el degenerado? ¿Quién es el que no tiene la capacidad? Matás porque te digo lo que sos, diciendo ofensa a la patria y al gobierno. Inventando degeneraciones diciendo que me nacés y comercializas mi ADN. ¿Quién deliria? Andivaria. Y en el medio de toda esta realidad, ¿qué significa me sacás el poder? Evangelucha, marabuta, faratasha, bruja de mierda de faraón. ¿Qué delirás, profano de cuarta, pagana, sucia, criminal? ¿Y qué tierra de Israel se te dio a costa de matar a los moradores? ¿Quién te dio Canaán? ¿Y quién te dio Jerusalén? ¿Y quién te dio lo que es el reino de los cielos? Diablo ario, diablo sodomita, diablo gomorrita, diablo tajata, de generación egipcia, de Asato Atuma, diablo de mierda, cárgolas. Y a vos, degenerado, forense, tribunales, salvando a todo aquel que sufrió y que pueda ser considerado víctima. ¿Quién carajo te dijo que vos mandás y que vos definís y ponés orden de justicia y de ley en un compendio de degenerados y criminales de cuerdas que es tu mercado, al cual servís y electás? Más nada que sea institución, y mucho menos ley, y mucho menos justicia. Prosti, baja, psicópata feral, reconociendo autoridad. Se cree que manda. Feral, perra. ¿Reduciendo a fuerza de qué? Feral, criminal. ¿A quién reducís a fuerza de? Reconociendo la autoridad del lugar que no se te dio y que no tendrás. Genfagrafin, y vos evangeluchas sos igual. Reconoces la autoridad y te levantás feral, criminal, perra. Argumentás de flexión conveniente y consciente en me creen porque tengo poder, abducís y corrompes gente. Y vivís de eso. Y vas a morir, degenerados. How much bomb cells are you going to put on a sword over the world to try to bend down? What did you blast? Which were not US, neither Europe, neither Russia, neither justice or states parties saving. What did you blast? You had the whole of Europe ready for the taking the governments, where supposedly you will blast whom? And you didn't confront me yet? And you said you'd taken the governments already? And your evangel putas, sorry the word, your honors, sorry, Melech, Mr. President, I'm sorry, Melech. Justice parties, sorry. To making the job for nobody to see, nobody to understand, and everything to be easy, and making the staging for the ones that supposedly will be told by your spell witch shit, evangétarras, to try to avoid what is critical for that happen. Not understanding no crap, which you all are, evangétarras, saying that the line of command will be the reality and the chain of order will be to attach, but the authority. Because of you, like any demon says, I am supreme and I can destroy you because of I have the power. Beast of Lucifer is what you are, angélicos, con el perdón de víctimas. You got about, I'm gonna pray on you and I'm gonna show you. Bestias del infierno. El que tiene el poder más supremo, más grande, que causa más dolor y más destrucción es el que manda. Animales de Lucifer. No haces otra cosa. Y cuando te conviene, cuando me dis no perder, y cuando me dis que no te venga un golpe tan pesado del cual no puedas sostener y jugar salero cuando te conviene, con los que tomas oportunismo del árbol caído, todos hacen leña. Yo no soy un árbol caído, soy el hijo verdadero, y vas a morir, hijo de puta. Sorry for the terms again. Perdonadme. Now, 훼nραβεφέχμονσίχλαμπανραβεσίν, I didn't want to say these words, but is qualifiably able, real, and of a very hell-condemnated and volunteer one. Perdonadme. Σερρερί χαμοπλέκι μόγραβες φάχανε βισοσχεχάλ χματσίβικα χάπες βάτε βισοσχεφίν Adleki mograbeseki. Leki mograbefech levisosmante chef. Kaloar. Bedleki mograbefech oleki mesech basoshamid. And I'm sorry. Gergem apleki mograbefech levisosel shtamograbefech matsim bedlimi. Daar voor lijst waar we goed met de chef in de zelf met de zeg legume boven de vechele die zoals met de chef van de legume over de farmacie kjellershbichkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpfkpf בẽרמפלגים הרבפך ליביסוסף ישמצב. על כילרשביכקפקץחרח ובפלגים הרבסיניקה של העצבסי. ברימית פורלקי וחובסך לביסוסמצב ושפמה. סקלקים בורם ספתח ליביסוסמצ לבימה רבסושפיקה רבטים. hace mosher. Y seguís degenerados de Guillermo Brain because of his true, diablosos de cuarta. And I am watching for victims still. Y seguís degenerados de Carníbal, Cabrera, Crudo, Anacondia, Mateas y asociados, profaning me for... Anda a ver y saca qué es lo que se hizo y qué es lo que pasó. ¿Por qué? Y todos tus amigos degenerados a ver, profanos, degenerados, viciados, criminales, para ver qué es lo que podemos sacar y qué es lo que podemos hacer. Buscadores de monedas, ruines diablos, para muerte cada uno, y no se salva nadie. Y no es el temor y la fe y la misericordia de Dios salva. Dios es justicia por sobre todas las cosas, juicio y justicia es el filtro. Donde hay crimen en contra de su nombre, en contra de su persona, que yo también soy, no hay salvación. La misericordia de Dios es para víctimas inocentes, no para conscientes hijos de puta. So recuerdo. Fenkrabefachmatzi habla aquí Morren y seguís profanándome, perro degenerado. Y seguís diciendo que tenés derecho, puta evangelista. Con esas palabras, santo de Dios, toda la eternidad, porque te defino a tu altura y a tu clase, con lo que decís y sos, y fundamentás, y fomentás, y generás, puta del infierno que son, con el perdón de víctimas. Es tu clase y tu nivel, por eso cuando hablamos en hebreo, de tu entendimiento hablas, digo koham, y decís todo lo que Sodoma te provee. que también mamás. ¿Comprender la diferencia? Entonces yo hablo de verdades establecidas para el proceder a la condición social. Me relaciono y doy en afecto verdadero. Kohamba ansishle y reif amasmaser. Y vos hablas de degeneraciones lunfardo Sodoma. Y te encanta. Barra. Fenrama feral kimi rebefoga le bisachmachal, imbo rebefekmansicha le birrofukbatsimablabin. Skalikimbo refachmanse arat halivisosalikim biat hachalagam, spua livimir tachmachal kivisosim. Ishklekiba refachal jabalbletini. La deformación de la lengua no es algo dado o otorgado por Dios. Y la cultura no implica corrupción, excepto que la instituyas. Y ahí, el que se carga la mochila, jodete. Y el que sea víctima, lucharé. Fen rabefov matzeja likimi rabefach al jalekimi soham. Sklekimi rafoja al bisfoseja mashavim. Por eso los nombres en Myanmar, en Yemen y en India, con el término de tupé, que es un nombre muy sano, y cuando dije el nombre de Paulina, ibas a coj a todas las Paulinas. Porque no hay verdad puesta en mí, tenés que doblegarme, y yo debería de renunciar a ser quien soy. Porque te toca ser a vos. Sodoma y Gomorra, según el mandato de Ramsés Ba'atakar, Luciano Troviano. Clonazo Atrabot, Krukesha, Hatov, Krekesh, la bestia. Tu Señor, evangelucha, desesperaducha, rarenducha, parrucha, degenerada mierda, delincuente barato. Tu Señor, la bestia, Luciano Troviano. Con el perdón de víctimas. Fen rabafahmansivam, berridifogal jabatlech matsia blabasoser, keleorrebefahmanseja libia blabasan. Sorry. Dechminka redefogal ekilisoshecha trinin ba sleiimach manvesashofashmat kelvikamarin. Then again raping inside institutionals, buildings to kidnap people. Sodoma y Gomorra, ejército argentino, armada argentina de Torrejunte. Fuerzas armadas argentinas de Torrejunte. En Ginebra, en New York, en algunos otros lugares diciendo tu marca, tenés derecho a volver como cualquier animal del infierno, como cualquier dinosaurio. Sodomasaurs, Gomorrasaurs, that you all are, and Babelsaurs, Evangelistas Unidos, to saying that you already put the mark, you're and that will be enough. You have rights. And the whole communities and the whole of the nations and the whole of whatever you just taking, you protect and not to be cut and to be succeeding. Studying enough for that word to you. And this will be all delirious. Atajalo, atajalo, tapalo todo. Kirchner's. Fenrival kagrama halisia plakir repoga rechlakin asasim. Beir refoga lekir rechalbesmasanilishba. Esta tierra demanda al reino de los cielos que se acerque y que ponga respeto delante de las autoridades nacionales y que no amenace ni ofenda al gobierno de la nación y que la persona de su realeza responda delante de sus mandatos, que se rinda a la condición de lo que el ejército argentino y los Kirchners demandan. Al Dios Altísimo mandando una carta a Jerusalén que se presente Yahshua. Diciendo por otro lado, ay, vas a ver qué es lo que los evangélicos dicen. Y diciendo por otro lado, lo cogemos y lo matamos y le hacemos todo lo que queremos. Nación de degenerados y de putas del infierno. ¿Qué carajo te pensás que haces? pedazo de enferma mierda. ¿Qué mierda es y quién mierda deberías de ser? Fenrabafachmatzial in seklikiver fochal bispotish matziva, kelvoarefachmatzimitishel, repecha blekevecha blevospecha, imbobleteja vesoshmateja bleimafanim. ¿Y a qué mundo amenazas con destruir si no acontece? Diablada, reventada puta gárgola de Sodoma y Gomorra y de Babilonia evangelistas. ¿Qué carajo te pensás que haces? Te dije, cenizas es tu entierro y entierro en toda la pudrición que sos y que te gustó. Y de ahí no sale ninguno. Fenrabafachmanzahim y vaciladora puta de Sodoma y Gomorra, seguro. Y no te librás y volvés a hacer una mierda más y quedaste en cenizas, perra. ליכי'ם seguro. ליכי'ם בלך סחלח בככרח הלכמציבה בלבסים remoplequim Perdón los términos. Sobre the terms Adon Melech Melechem is the presence runners, justice bodies. I didn't need to say, sorry that bad English, I didn't need to say no one. Fondlekim ךוחשבץמיւ'זფקŊბαχбылαχამათմի Անսերշլիգի բողրվեխալի սպոտմացերը հրվասպատ լիսիշերը Ցալգի նողրվող մացավ լվիսմոն շկուատի բակտիկարա հրմաֆան Գալվիկա հրթխիլի սոշեղ մախավ լուգուբատ լիսիլի Գդիկա ռիպավա մասան շնուշ մատախնի եկավ ավադվախ լվիսիմի Գալղիմի թախկի կողբո ծամատ լշիմի ինցալը Գինամիքիմի ռգնիշնած մացալը Անսովավ Sebauklegi Bönrország levisosmatachí Chavatmatsimacim. In Bahralású, Chavatosmatlavisasmive. This is something like my God. Denigration is not the element for aspect for this, but the reality is compound. The whole of the argument as how possibly. Like also, if I will be the holy of the God, I will destroy myself for the world to not be destroyed, instead raising powers and making the world. So preserving the wisdom delivers sin, so chain of abominations and the generations, you saw what happens, and it's not a local thing. And I already put it in the hell, the complete of the prime Argentina remains the thought it were me. Where is gone the liars? Over some static Sodoma insemination and some intestinal emission by forensic Gargolians pretending to be stars in divine God, about to having my DNA and saying that they will be royals. Test me, I have the true chin. Yeah, sure. I'm royal. And I need medication, except for some victims, and I'm sorry. Am I so the liars for you to call to kill people because of this is known? Like dynasty Kirchners and Baronestes and Sodoma y Gomorra, Ejército Argentino, Evangetrucha, Mansabucha, Faratucha, Brains Carnivas, Cabreras, and Condes Crudos and them. And whole associated Castellanos, Dos Santos, Satilio dos Santos, and others. Diablos, and any other. Now, I already feel sick on this and the words that I did me. I said enough, and I said clear enough, and the testimonies with this class of words further justified because of I am royalty, and deliver communication and understanding while criminal, degenerado, prostituto, sodomo, mandovan. Puto. Sorry for this. Talking at the level of the who is and who's not. Which they pretend to deliver to us. And I'm sorry for this because of it's also violence. And the containing is putting them dead, but they do worse, even if I don't. And they do even equal if I would just set it like, have you seen he doesn't say no word, he likes it, he wants it. He wants to prepare it because of fear of Sodoma and Gomorrah has no boundaries. And elementally are strategizing and intelligence making permanently to succeeding. While and meanwhile, no further word. And I'm sorry the terms again, and it's testimony as well, but I'm sick of this, I am not for this, and I am not living off the evangelic prayers. I am INAF on my own with my real owner, the real cut himself, For I do not come where I do not. While they pretend to destroy me and slaughter me and suppress me on the let come because of telling them. About to destroy my life in hours. I don't need them prayers. I am myself enough with my own. And Achai with me. And I with him. For the naturally doing what I don't need to do, and I don't. And they don't change my life except destroying me and ruining me with the liars that they will drive to Achai and conducting to the reality of the heaven. While are the trim of Lucifer, everyone, and delivers into that. And ain't no any other but that. Now, בןרךבטמיש רפד אמבט לתי בקרמדים, סואב לקי ורפחל בצחמחל ביום בבם. סקוע ציגל חבקתיקים ורפחל חלב ישבות במחדי וסמוסנם, איסקובלתי הרפספוסים, telling that I lie and I offense and I slander and I make metamaniac oligophreny disorders and all classes of disorders reflected about the supposedly demons and mental state of illness that will compilate whatever the bad for the whole of the Sodoma and Kirchner's, which are the same in Gomorrah quacks, for the market and business about me and my nation, and whoever to associating our people. Our nations. And Bohramasim making up the most of the generations for they believed, and everything will be the rule for the generations they need to have about they will precede world and kingdom. And God will destroy its nation for punishing at the ones that are sickness, and the story of Israel will show it. While the evident move of the reality put it in evidence for morphology at antique and antique Hebrew and ba and tab. In the whole of the Torah expresses, I am telling you and warning you, this is my word, and what happens, move away, or you shall putting up on me and I'm going to get angry with you, but I never use no demons, and I am not letting this to happen to you. You are carrying me until my gray hairs I have birthed you. But this is not something I said this got to happen. What the hell is around you don't see, and what is going on with you? Rome never gave no truth and won't, except the ones that Adonai taken for himself about refer Italy and the city. But empire is exactly preeminence for the Blekim of Avasim against, and to not let go the domain and supremacy, which is Vanaru Amble Kamakavis Vasim Babel Babaktika Pershov Barom Si Sarek Ambar Inim Arek Boba Skolati Barim Besosesi Egypt, the associating on the legacies and alliance. And it's exactly this. The whole abominable and the whole of the history saying that they have rights as well. Well, the only thing is, if anyone to understand, affording enough in the well and understanding and meaning honest to proceed, Adonai is just. Fenkrabaffochmantsiam bablegimorrevesbachalaki visosive, shkelkimorrevachmantsiam blavefora adachin. So atleki, so atlekada, redchamachal lesmod visoshvasimada. The problem is, what we said no. The last of the bastions which are naming is Gestalt, which all of this the generados are using, with all of the abominations, argumenting whatever the human rights elemental for. Well, like I said, a lot now making the pregonar, announcers to the populations. We want human rights! Where are the human rights in Argentina and Brazil? And I'm telling you one thing, those, except for a quote of Delivered and Trove too, are exactly the breed of this degenerations making power intelligence for the suppress and destroy the ones in turn for they to the main, which the most are not the best and are not really something to trust. But the reality for this is a step through. And while putting orders and putting work at a bit of thanks, in the real understanding, proceeds to the step toward, but further that this land seems to be in ashes, and got to be any other at all. So suddenly in the middle of this, there comes the reality that I said, okay, you son of a goddamn snakes, sons of snakes, you should tell to your disgusting mother, not that word, son of a goddamn piece of a gargolian of Sodoma, mommy, why did she put at human rights like a market for degenerate criminals and abominables, which is exactly what happens all over UNASUR and them associated. So human rights should are fighting for the rights of a person in dignitary reality and decency and honorability and normal essential reality of health, morals and non-criminal to proceed about having rights for life, not shit. So what do? Sick son of a snake that you turtle steal. Bąrorszábfachmatsia blekiva refachmatzel into schmatliki movrabachvats va ablevisohravishbachalak and Ramasimir. And my rights to calling you like you are, sickness, and to identify that you say, you only will say what it is about the trend to ill and destroying and what to be loved about your phallus or your vagina, instead the reality and the honest and the clean, and what it is, the normal and respect. But your enfiebrada mierda que sos, Sodoma y Gomorra, Kirchner's evangelicos, that you can be on the top of the world, and nothing like the decency and the reality saying that that will be the cheering. Diablo degenerados. Now, you are doing this video, you're set first, you keep on the same, you die. Bąrorszábfachmatzelam, impoblegimorrevesechim, my criteria. Criteries are the manipulated, most ever seek the generations to say about forenses, creídos de Argentina, jueces creídos de, fiscales creídos de Argentina y todo perro degenerado creído de gobierno y de derecho mundial. Y toda perra angélica y todo perrazo de Sodoma y Gomorra. While the criteria is like we were discussing in criminology so long, not an element for precision about the reality to descripting cases, but actually theorema for the reality of theories to deliver how plausible one thing to corroborate if truth, and not the clear fact to taking accent from, which I work with. The plausible, the possible, but proving the reality. Sons of Abadi, diablos. Now, I proved that. And the problem is you go to kill the one that proved. and approved to disappear. Naturally ruled Kirchner's Gestalt Nazi and the whole perra evangélica y perrazo degenerado Sodoma y Gomorra, queridos emblema nacional y derecho de patria. ¿A quién secuestraste y sobre quién estás haciendo profanación y qué evangélica lo sube? ¿Qué Dios te dio? Porque un evangélico de mierda, con el perdón de víctimas, se desvive en desesperación por mi vida, mi carne, mi gloria, mi prestigio, mi espíritu y lo que pueda tener en posesiones, lo cual cuando cruza la frontera roban y se reparten como perras en desesperación por la carne ajena. Y sus crías. Degenerado cae, perrazo de cuarta, peroncho y perrazo evangélico y perrazo milico de mierda y trolazo, Fuerza Armada Argentina. Y tus perras crías civiles, matando a cualquiera que se atreva a tratar de ver si se acerca a mi puerta o llamarme siquiera para que me acerque a la de ellos. Am I going to be the slut? Am I going to go to hell and you are going to be clean and glorious and taking the profanations of the whole of the regions of my life and I'm going to just remain like a dirt shit and you are going to be glorious me? DMT-ICMT F44 Fratlik Manrarasvasicom Batplasim HTTPS www Ticom Tibamba Ticomba Ambasevam. La tierra no se maldice y no se toca cuando santo puso Dios. Y no hablo de Argentucha, hablo del pueblo verdadero, la casa, en la que Adonai puso protección y fue por las demás y la perdida. Mas nunca dejó la casa. Israel, Judá, Sión. El Jai prometió, el Jai cumplió. IDRTMC 4342 for IDMC 55. Pardon my French, pardon my Flowsy, pardon my deliciate all around. MCIT F44341, pardon Adon, I'm sorry, pardon Melech Melecha. Justice, States Bodies, Your Honors. BRDC 44341, I'm sorry, MDMC, Berhamasim, my days on the nastiest of the not invited for nothing about us. F443414218 Middle Cs, Middle EDIDMC 444342, point ID, IDM5, point INT, F6, F2, and F8 systems recall the last tools in dumping and buffering. And at this day, the reality is landing, clicking keeps with the everything forging, with the everything making the blech masim. I will rub to them, I will make the blech machlagisim. Telecentro, like the rest all making the coverage, have switched flags because of I will stolen and the whole of the invented carries for the 39th pretender of court, federal court Argentina, making the shit of the bleki mojabefuatzika, putting the Marcelo Sotomar, pretender of church, bẽrországmonszíjhalakímokraveszfaszín, DNI, 19,008,614 at the registers of being births, UNASUR, which is United Nations G20, not accepted like UNASUR on trials still, that they already are aware. Fẽrországmonszíja blekimokraveszfachal, ambasvesiki viabletam, remba blekimokraveszoktisvasechalkim, making gestalt in the whole of the way, saying that they precede all of the world and the whole of the states and nothing is going to be off of them ruled, that everybody will die for offenses and damages against them and the patriot. And that all my authority and my reality will be delivered and caven by Tribunales Argentina, Cuerpo Médico Forense Argentina, Tribunales Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, pretending to be justice and law, and the whole of the civil societies signing petitions for jail for the dispossessing me and taking everything away because of offense to Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner. And to every one of mine to be afford and killed and they to have whatever I have because of offense to them and damage to the government. But I perras delirantes. Fengrovach matsital by Rabafachal, Hamatzivim, Ishkobleplikama Rabafochal Hamatzim, you cut everything at the recall and renewed the whole of the course of terrorism of UNASUR, Ejército Argentino, Gendarmería Nacional, Policía Federal Argentina, SIDE, and Kirchners with evangelicals, which are leadershiping by blowjob the whole of the Sodoma and Gomorrah in the world, how to try to attack and destroy Jewish and how to take in the land of Israel and the states, saying that they commence in the world. And that surely because of Lord will abandon them and they will keep the life lesson. While they were conscious all the time in Solarei. Gestalt. Vom Blackim ךוחשבץמיւ'זפקŊბიქန့մ'ცxcz atvesim. In completer matzim, victims and innocents in the problem we have. I gotta send you and I'm gonna do what you asked. And I'm sorry kind of terms. And the violence and the tiredness over them and about as expressions instead saying that normally we will proceed as testimony for as name of El Chai with I'm sorry for Elron, Melech, Melecha, Gov Il, Gov US, States and Justice Bodies, International Criminal Court, International Court of Justice Liaison Office, and mine, Aliyah, are the names and identities I got. But Gov Il, Gov US, and as States Bodies, United Nations Liaison Office, said I have the reality of who I am. En de klier of een plekje mogen vergoed lidis voorzegma galkat wasser en kalgema galgim berhaba fogalik dis ogmat lagi berhaba fogalik dis osema galgim dis osalvis maser en glagi bi gartaglagma galgi pogares boble dis osesfel kelki mi gartagma galimia levi intishki gimogan khavamatsan give some threatening about if Spain will try to get me memory law. Vom Blackim आहוחשבץמיւ'זפקዀמבךם'צxcz incomplete आहוחשבץמיւ'זפקŊבэхם'צxcz incomplete आहוחשבץמיւ'זפקዀמבэхם'צxcz kalbikama tochma halviosot levisosvat dikama and give some magazine and I didn't receive nothing if you need to. The whole of the kidnapped are all back except some local and they were in Israel making strategy and intelligence, and your honors already sent orders, and we, the word justice, and this paragraph keeps on they done because of they will preserve the orders of Argentina's government, which is a lie. They are, like I said, catching, deflecting, and putting the attention, we are doing, don't you hear it, and follow the current because of the liars, and they will just making the orders for the market and the circus of Sodoma and Gomorrah, Kirchners, and the rest of supposed expertises to toward what they says got to have, which is exactly what we suffer, and I fight every day with the whole of we are, the real ones. Gives them making the same and saying that God to command and doing, and gives them making the sisters and destroying my life and our lives, saying that I shall not produce no violence and no murders no more, because if I will be the current cause when they are making evangelistas de mierda, the whole of the strategy for the destroying INAF in the supposed peace and avoiding the destruction that the Lord will never want. Santolucha de Sodoma. At the plek in Mogarefechol, Hamaplek in Mogarefechal, in Pospatlik in Mogaresachim, Sodoma and Gomorrah will be in Rai, and I will steal them. And I will have no capacity, and I will be nothing, and supposedly I will have to bear this because of Lord will ever say I too. For that to doing what never happened, and they to cover the rapes, murders, state affairs, that only them bodies will work, saving 3-2, putting them in some place around and delivering some other 3-2, and the rest all murdered, and I will be the one that deliver for the market of sorry the word, of Sodoma and Gomorrah, which everyone is. And keeps on, they will making up with this staging of the generada mierda that says that have done all I have done. With perros evangelicos, in the name of the Babel, they will proceed about to trample El Chai, trample the truth, the reality, destroying, disforming, corrupting enough for we are not going to lose. We shall never have authority, and we are superior. Gestalt Sodoma. And that's the way they dies. Shalom. בגלל אחרמפלך מסכת לפרוח על משפחתי מספים. Like in Moncha, I will drop everything and give some